So VIP transport, we're gonna take the ambulance. In this episode I'm checking into Indonesia, the nation I have had on my bucket list for decades. A nation where 80% of the 279 million people are Muslims, with 17,000 islands and a rich diversity in wildlife, nature and marine life. But this wildlife I can manage without, and I even got one of these terrible dirty bastards on board. Join me as I'm sailing around the world on Be Free, a Bavaria 55 cruiser. Often you have to start the procedure right away. That's one of the nightmares being a solo sailor after a long, hard sail, to start all this paperwork right away. Bed. I have not seen this bed for 30 days. Oh, it's gonna be so nice to just sleep here. Not outside, no alarm, just, well, 2 hours. Oh, peace out. I'm having time for a breakfast and a coffee, waiting for the tidal water to make it possible reaching the hotel's seafront ladder. Not the best dinghy dock, but not so many other options around, and the staff here is famous for being super friendly towards sailors. It's important to time and plan your time ashore with the tidal water, because here it gets dry all the way out to the dark blue line you can see. That's outside the drop-off, where it's 25 meters deep on low tide. So even here, having a long anchor chain is something I'm very thankful for. I have 120 meter chain in total, and right now I have about 100 meters out. At the end is my massive 57 kilo mantus, so Be Free should be fine, even with the crazy squalls rolling by here. I'm actually not yet allowed to walk the streets here, as I'm not checked in. Still, I need to find the quarantine and health office to start the paperwork, as the port captain did not give me any response on my VHF. So now we are doing the paperwork. This friendly lady is helping me, and I'm gonna have this nice gentleman with me on board. So he's gonna have a look on board Be Free, so that we can lower the yellow flag. Normally you should wait on board until the officer comes on board before you can lower the flag. I tried to hail on the VHF, but I did not get any response. That's why I walked to this office to do it manually myself. So VIP transport, we're gonna take the ambulance. Just as in Tonga, Fiji and Vanuatu, they are doing a real inspection, meaning they have to come on board to inspect your boat to make sure you have no animals or pests on board. They even want to inspect your ship medicine, and if anything is expired, it will be confiscated. Your previous port is also of great interest in this region, due to malaria, rabies and other problems not that far away. So my boat is now officially cleared, so I can take down the yellow flag. And these nice gentlemen have said that everything is okay, right?
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Please come to Saumlaki.
Yes. So now we're gonna go back to his office, and we're gonna get the certificate, so I can start with customs and immigration.
Yeah.
Awesome. What's special here is that not only customs want to inspect your boat, even the immigration demand an onboard inspection. My encounter with the health and quarantine turns out to be quite a nice experience. Very friendly, and even a pretty good tour guide as well, sharing lots of interesting information with me.
It's quite busy. Majority is this is a Christian.
Ah, yeah. I see you have a mix by Muslims and Christians. more than 80% of the Indonesian population are Muslims. And even though they have the largest Muslim population in the world, there is still room for other beliefs. At least the official version is One Indonesia, meaning it's about respect and ability to live side by side, illustrated in a beautiful way with these miniature buildings. And after getting my documents ready, together with a delicious tea, he even offered me a ride to the immigration office, as it's quite a walk from here. Also here, very friendly and helpful. However, I got the feeling they did not have much experience in handling a sailor, but more like a passport office for locals. Man, this takes time. I'm hungry and I'm tired, so I dropped my anchor at 5 o'clock this morning, and it's been going on ever since. And now it's almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so hopefully I'm gonna be done soon because I'm hungry and I'm tired. That's one of the nightmares being a solo sailor after a long hard sail, to start all this paperwork right away. So now we're gonna go back to be free. I'm at the customs now. The immigration had so much to do, so I have to continue with them tomorrow. Now we're gonna go with customs, and also they need to come on board Be Free. It is possible to do the entire process without an agent like I'm doing right now. However, I have done some mistakes that make things a bit challenging for me. So, end of the day, an agent would probably save me not only lots of time, but even something I like to share if you're heading this way. You only get 1 month visa on arrival here, and this is not very compatible with the fact I'm a sailor and weather is the dictator in my life. Arriving this region in the rainy season do come with some challenges in this context. Also, the great distances in this region makes it almost a mission impossible. So I will make a more detailed video about the pitfalls and the options later. Back on board Be Free, totally exhausted from a crazy long day and not even finished with a check-in. I noticed something swimming in the ocean around me. And it was not only one, it was several rats. So I decided to just pull up the anchor and move further out, as these creatures is nothing I want on board. It almost blacked out for me, seeing that I already had one on board. So tired, and I just wanted to go to bed. But first, I had to design and make a rat trap. Sacrificing one of my storage boxes after I had an idea how to make a trap that a rat could not escape. Last part is to make a release mechanism and tune it perfectly, so it's only released when the rat is too far away from the opening to escape. It's time to rig this trap, and of course I had some old peanut butter on board that's like cocaine for rats. 5 minutes later I heard a noise I was waiting for, as there was no way I could go to bed knowing I had a rat on board. After killing this one, I rigged the trap again and no more rats, just in time for my first cold beer in the sunset after almost 30 days. After such long sail, a crazy slow check-in process with big surprises in terms of visa and days with terrible weather, it's fair to say my landing here was more like a crash landing. Not as bad as one of my two neighbors though. This one dragged during the night with no crew on board. Luckily, with some help later at high tide, they managed to get it back out at deep water again. It has been pretty wild here for some days, and I have not even dared to go ashore. Even though you will not see cyclones here, it doesn't mean you will not see cyclone force winds. When I was sailing towards Indonesia, I paid close attention to the very same region I'm anchored at right now, because this is basically the petrol station for cyclones that forms north of Darwin or the Torres Strait. And looking at even the bigger picture, I knew it was going to happen, and even not surprised if a cyclone would form not long after I had sailed through the Arafura Sea. So to finally see some sunshine and light winds again was such a relief. Finally, I felt comfortable going ashore for some shopping and even being a bit tourist for the day. Walking the streets of Saumlaki requires some attention to where you walk,
otherwise you can be in for quite a surprise.
Oops.
There is no real supermarkets here, so you have to look around in this kind of street stores to find what you need. And it can be quite time consuming as well. Super friendly people everywhere, and if you want the rockstar experience you can visit Saumlaki. They don't see many tourists here, so don't be surprised if they want to take a selfie with you. Sometimes it was a bit chaotic and I felt like half the village wanted a photo together with me. But so sweet and polite request was impossible to turn down. And they were all genuinely interested in where I'm from. Mostly they guessed Australia. And to my surprise, many even had pretty good knowledge about Norway. It's interesting to experience how a Norwegian football player like Haaland have placed my nation on the map for young kids, even in such remote places like this.
I'm drinking water.
So far I have not found any restaurants or bars serving a cold beer, but that's totally okay. With Norwegian eyes it's quite interesting to observe this kind of restaurants. I mean, this is among the better ones here, still the hygiene is something most Europeans would question at first glance. The food, however, was surprisingly good and I did not even get sick. And so cheap it's not even worth cooking myself. I'm just at the entrance into Indonesia, and so far it's been quite a contrast between expectations and experiences. I'm really stressed with my visa situation, but I hope to find a better solution, as my dream for so long has been to explore Raja Ampat, Borneo, Komodo Island and much more. A truly lovely nation with amazing people. Thank you so much for watching and for being here. Also thank you for helping me growing this channel by subscribing. And remember to hit that notification bell not to miss my Southeast Asia adventure. A special thanks to all my amazing patrons supporting and helping me following my dreams. I don't know what I would done without you guys. Much love from me on Be Free.